Hello. Oops. Hey there. How is everybody today? Hello, hello, hello. And while everyone gets on the call, I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys for being here all week. I mean, I get it. This is a lot of time, actually. Um, it it is a lot of time. And then when you think about it, it's probably not a lot of time because in the end, whatever we can do, whatever we can do to go forward with our health, to make the changes, they don't have to be big changes. They can just be little nuanced changes. But to do the things that we need to do, that going forward, we're going to feel better. We're going to just life is going to rock, okay? And this is so much what I really want for us. This is so much what I want for us today. And so going forward, I am thrilled that you guys are here. And while I'm letting everybody show up, I like to give people about 5 minutes because I get it just so you know, 2 minutes before the call, I thought, oh, I should go pee because if I don't, that could be bad. So I had to run off. So I get that sometimes we run a couple of minutes late on this. And I'm going to do my darndest to wrap this up quick today. And in the meanwhile, be sure to remember that you can drop notes on the chat if you're on Zoom. You can drop notes in the yeah, see, I am seeing the comments today on Facebook, at least so far. Good morning, Gail. Thanks for being there. So all good tech gods today. Hopefully I'll be able to see you guys and your comments on both places. Otherwise, I will come back later and check everything over. And in the meanwhile, I'm just kind of fiddling around for a minute to give people time to get here. So thank you guys for being here today. This morning, I woke up and two things went through my mind right away. There were two things that I thought of, and it was two different messages I got yesterday. One of them was actually on the Facebook event page, and it's somebody who's been going through my group right now, and I'm going to tell you about this a little later. And then one of them was this email, and it was just basically, it was the kind of email you get where you're just like, your heart drops and you think, okay, how can I help? Right? And they're both people who have at least started or come through the whole sugar program. And so actually, let me just dive in. So here's what Jenny said, and I'm just going to read it because I love this and it made me feel so good. So Jenny said, I'm almost at the end of my first 30 days under Kelly's guidance. She says I highly recommend no sugar and our fearless leader. She's really cool like that. I feel great. And P.S. she is a serious recovering chocoholic. If I can, you can. And I will say, she is. We've worked together in the past, and I will promise you, I've more than once said, gosh, Jenny, maybe you should get rid of that bowl of M&Ms that sits on your desk. I mean, it's just it, and it's okay. And she's doing really well now. The email I got was someone who had started to do this and decided that she just didn't want to do it. She was just like, nah, it's not worth it to me. It's not in the work cards for me right now. And so the email was from her. She had just gotten back from her doctor. She had been pre-diabetic for a long time, and her numbers had come back really bad. And she was super upset. And I get it. I'm super upset for her because I don't want her to be in this situation. And so, I dropped her a note back, and we kind of went back and forth, and she's getting back on track. And the reason I'm saying all this is because I get it. I've been here. I've been the person who woke up at 3 a.m. going, damn it. damn it, I wasn't going to do that again. And then I did it. And now I feel like hell and I don't trust myself. So I like to, and you will hear me say it 1,000 times, is that when we do something good for ourselves, I always like to say that our future self thanks us. And they do. Like if you think about it, like if you think about yourself, I don't know, let's say a month from now, probably 6 months from now, and you've made some changes. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I've quit all the sugar, all the alcohol. I'm all like, I'm a nun. You don't have to do like that. But what you can do is, you're just better off than you were. Then that version of you 6 months down the line or a year down the line or whatever it is going to be looking back at today going, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for making a change. So there, you know what? I think maybe I should have been a preacher. I like totally go down these like preaching moments, and so they are not a teaching moment. They are a preaching moment. So sorry, but it's true. It is true. Like if you think about it, it's true. So coming back to this moment today, right now, you guys have been here for 5 days, which is huge. Like, and what's really super huge is that at least half of you are still here, because normally at 5 days, most people don't have the staying power. Really. Like most people just don't do it. They'll show up for the first day, maybe the second or third day, and then they're just gone. The fact that you're still here, yes. And you know what? And I just saw over on Facebook, I saw Donna said that she looks forward to being proud of herself. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And that's just the way it is. So let's just talk about real quick. We're going to just go back over the week because I keep going back over the week, but I want these things to stick. All right. First thing, and it's probably the first thing people don't do. Okay. First thing, and the first thing no one does is, I want to know your why. And some of you put it down in the comments on Monday, and some of you haven't done it yet, but it's not for me, it's for you. Because when we know our why, everything is easier. Everything is easier. I sat down this morning and before I meditated, I journal in the morning. And I just happened to see something that I'd written a few days ago. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been focusing on my why this week. I've been more focused on doing this. And I just had to come back because my why, I have a lot of reasons for what I do. One of the reasons for what I do is that I want everyone to feel great. Like I want everyone that I know that I get to play with to feel amazing and to be able to do all the things they want to do. That's one of my whys. And then I've got a whole bunch of personal ones too. So know your why. Start clearing out the crap in the cabinets. Get rid of the food that isn't going to serve you. Take it away for right now. Okay. There's going to be a point where in the future, when you decide to do maybe another 30-day reset or, whatever you're going to do, there's going to be a point there where you don't even need to move the stuff out. Like the ice cream sitting in the freezer is just like, it's nothing. The wine in the wine cabinet is nothing. But the first 30 days, because I know everybody here is going to do 30 days because it's so good. It's so much fun in a really awful sort of way. No, I'm just kidding. But that's how you see change. 30 days, you'll see change. So, but the first time around, get rid of the stuff that is going to taunt you and tempt you. Okay. Like you can take it next door to your neighbor. I did that the first time. First time I decided to not have, not do sugar, not do wine. I took everything out of the wine cabinet, took it over to my neighbor, and I said, here, hang on to this. If you drink it, fine. If you don't, no problem. But get it out of the house, because that evening when I hit stress point and I'm thinking, well, what the hell? Then I don't need it there. So clear it all out. Buy some healthy food this weekend, right? And we've talked about this a lot, but mainly the foods you're looking for are the ones with the least amount of ingredients. Okay. Like, just like keep it healthy, keep it natural. Natural is a really weird word, right? Because if it says natural flavorings on the can, it's not. Okay, so I'm talking about like it came from nature. So clean it out, get some good food in the house, get some ideas of what you can eat. Become aware of your triggers. All right. The triggers are what trip you. Okay. So you got to know your triggers. And, and triggers aren't just bad. Like triggers are good too. Like we have good triggers, bad triggers, but it's the triggers that I'm talking about right now are the triggers that make you do the actions you don't want to be doing. Okay. And then, of course, get your soothers and your rituals down. If you're going to use replacements, let's talk about replacements for a second. I went on and on and on about it yesterday, but I'm just going to say it again. If you're going to use replacements, use something that's not like what you were doing before. Yesterday, my example was me buying that, quite frankly, nasty stuff that was kind of, healthy wine, and it wasn't healthy wine. It was really just flavored water. But at the time I was panicking. I was like, I'm not above this. I was panicking. I was thinking, well, what am I going to replace things with? And instead of just sitting back and going, okay, find the thing that will work for me, not the thing that's like the thing I'm trying to get rid of. So don't buy the fake wine. Don't buy the fake ice cream. Don't buy the fake stuff. Just find something that can work. We talked a lot yesterday. There were lots of really good examples and ideas. One of them was like my favorite, it's just easy, are some sort of tea rituals, finding food that actually is healthy and tastes great, that you can, instead of just like chowing down on an apple, you slice it up, you put it on a nice plate, you sit down, you relax. Okay. And then there's all the other things that we can do for ourselves. One of the things we do, and this is, I don't know if I should tell you guys this or not, but at the very end of the 30 days, if you do it, one of the things that I suggest is that we come up with a celebration. And this is a bit of a test because a lot of times celebration means champagne, it means wine, it means chocolate cake, it means all the things, right? And so we're looking for celebrations that don't include any of those. So when you're doing your replacements, you can start looking at things that work for you that you can use as celebrations. So I'm going to stop for a second, and then let me ask if who has questions or comments. I do see, like Donna said, that her why is life. A happier life, a healthier life, and a satisfying life. I love that. That is beautiful. And it's true, right? And she also said there's nothing wrong with teaching through preaching. Thanks. If I come back, I'm going to come back as a Southern preacher, and I'm going to wear like snakeskin boots and shiny suits. So, all right. Any questions, comments? Okay. So I can tell you that. Let me just double check over here and see if I can see the new comments on Facebook if anyone has questions. And today it's just Lisa and I hanging out on Zoom. So she has the platform over here, anything she wants to say. So, all right. Couple of things that I wanted to pass on. First thing is that our minds don't like an open loop. Okay? An open loop is something that we don't have a finish date on it. Okay. So when you have an open loop, like let's say that you're going to, this is a good example because this is where it works for me. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to exercise, and I'm going to do some high intensity training, right? And I'm going to do sets of it. So usually, when you do a set, you do 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, whatever. So if I go out and I say, I'm going to do some sets today. Okay. Some sets. Well, what that means is that I could go 1 set, 2 set and stop. I could do whatever I want, right? Because it doesn't matter. But when I say I'm going to do 5 and I'm going to count down from 5. So I start with 5, and then the next set is number 4, and the next set is number 3. You will never quit. I promise you, you will never quit if you're counting down on that number 3 or that number 2, because we've made an open loop for our mind that we have to finish. So that's one of those things that you can use for this entire process, okay? So when you decide, which obviously I've decided for everybody already, that we're going to do 30 days together, but when you decide that you're going to do this for 30 days, then you give yourself 30 days and you start counting down each day, okay? The reason you're counting down is that you've created an open loop for your mind. So that's one of those things that we'll talk about going forward if you guys want to keep doing this with me. But there's all kinds of ways that we can make this easy, because in the end, it's all about our brain. It really is. It's all about how we're training our brain. So a couple of questions that I got yesterday that I just want to throw these out here. One of them is that, one of them that came up several times is that I've tried this before. And every time I've tried it before, I've failed. And so I don't know why I think that this is going to be any different. I get it. I totally understand. Okay. And I also know that when we have support and when we have accountability and when we have all the little tips and tricks and methods and everything we can to keep ourselves going forward, we can make it work. I promise you. You can trust yourself. And then when you trust yourself, the cool thing is that everything gets easier, because we just build a foundation. And then, and then you guys can't get rid of me at this point, because then we're going to talk about, like, sometime in the future getting like really consistent with exercise, if that's not the thing, and doing all these other things. It's like Jenny always says, with Kelly, there's always a what's next. But there is a what's next for all of us, okay? There's always a what's next, but first we have to focus on this one first. Another one is that this is a note that came in. Oh, yeah. This one is a little different, but it's also the same. This one was like, I want to change, but I don't want to make this my lifestyle. I totally get it, right? We can make some small changes, and then when we get done with 30 days, we go into maintenance phase. Okay? And I started to talk about maintenance phase yesterday, but maintenance phase is something that's really important, because if you don't do maintenance phase, whether you're doing it with me or you're doing it on your own, I want everyone to think about this. You have to have a maintenance phase. And what that means is that when you get done with your 30 days, you've gone through and you've done all your stuff, you're done with 30 days, you've got choices. Like, choice 1 is go back to exactly what you were doing before. No one's going to do that here, because I know you guys, okay? You're not going to do that. You're smarter than that. So a couple of ways at looking at maintenance is that you can make it so that you have, like, there's a word they use in dieting, and there's 2 words I don't use. I don't use dieting and I don't use cheat. But let's just use this example. In dieting, they talk about cheat days. And what I like to think about is, when you're in maintenance period, you're looking for special occasion times, okay? And special occasion times could be like, I don't know, traveling, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is for you. But at that point in time, you do whatever the hell you want. Okay, just go for it, whatever. When you come back, when you're off the special occasion, the biggest trick is to not go back to what you were doing before. Okay? That's where it gets tricky. So just remember, once you go through a sugar detox, you do the whole sugar reset, you don't want to go back to where you were before, because it is easy for us to slip back. And the only reason it's easy is because we have habits that are just laid like ruts in our head, and through our neural pathways. Okay. So when you change a behavior, it takes a while to start a new neural pathway. And if you go back to the old behavior, then you just slip back into the old rut, like literally. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Gail called it dietary indiscretion. Like that's so much better. Thank you. Um, so you want to make sure that when you're in maintenance period and you decide to have, a celebratory or celebration time, that when you come back, you don't go back to the old ways of being. And there's ways that we can help you with that. Like one of them is that like there's always the group. Okay. There's always a sugar reset group. And you can always jump in and, get a little bit of love and support from the crowd. If you're not going to do the sugar reset group, then you need to be a little bit more diligent with what you're going to do. You need to know, like plan it out before you go. Just plan it out. Other things that happen in maintenance is that people will bring back in certain things that they like. Like for me, when I'm in maintenance mode, I eat balsamic vinegar. Like I like balsamic vinegar, quite frankly. And I don't think a little bit of sugar in balsamic vinegar is going to kill me. I put a quarter of a teaspoon of sugar in my coffee. Shoot me, right? But like a quarter of a teaspoon of sugar is not going to kill me. And it's something that I like. So there's a couple of things in maintenance period that I just do. Otherwise, I don't, right? So you need to be thinking, like think ahead, because when we plan ahead, we always win. When we're just leaving it up to chance, that's when bad stuff happens. Okay. Let's see. Let me see some other questions that I had. Oh yeah. This is one that came up twice. Two different people yesterday said, I've already got plans. I already have plans for February. So I can't do no sugar because I know that I'm going to be doing things that involve sugar, whether it's drinking or eating, right? Both of them said that. And so what? Then it's okay. We're adults. It's like someone in my inner circle said, like she went to Disney World last week. She's been doing the 30-day sugar reset. She went to Disney last week with her grandkids for a week. And I'm like, so how was the sugar thing? She's like, I did whatever the hell I pleased because I already had this on my calendar and that's okay. All right. You're right. You're an adult. That is okay. And so when she came back, she had been overindulging. So she just had to double down a little bit with the group and get back on track. So okay, and this is something else. Nobody ever wants to talk about this, but what if we just like screw up, right? You just get up one day and you're doing the day and it's just been a hell of a day. And at the end of the day, you either drink the wine or you eat the ice cream or whatever it is. What are you going to do? Nothing. The truth is that the next day you just start back over. Okay. It's easier. I promise you, it's a whole lot easier if you don't do that because it's kind of like slipping back into that rut when we do it, but it doesn't matter. Like this is life, kids, life. And so we just do the things that we need to do. We do the best that we can. We make sure that we're having fun. And this whole sugar thing might not be fun at first. Okay. I mean, I get it. Like I've heard some really grouchy. I've heard some grouchy griping before at first, but it doesn't matter because it's just for a little while and we can do anything for a little while. And remember, like it's also the payoff. The payoff is you are going to lose that belly. Like you are. I mean, it's not going to all come off in the first month. I would be lying. I would be a lying sack of dog dew if I told you that. It doesn't happen because that's not real. But the reality is that it does start coming off. And even when you're in maintenance phase, if you're moving, which we're going to be talking about, if you're doing lots of movement, it's going to keep coming off. So you're going to lose some of that weight. You're going to feel better. Like you're going to feel better, like more energy. For the people whose joints hurt from inflammation, you will feel better that way too. Okay. I mean, not everyone has that, but some people do, and they always see a change with no sugar. You're going to feel better in your head. You just are. You're just going to feel better in your head. You're going to feel better emotionally. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night to go pee, if you're me, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm a rock star. I'm sleeping great. I feel good. I did exactly what I said I was going to do yesterday. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to feel great. It's just the way it is. I promise that. A lot more energy. And then you're going to sleep better. I don't know anyone who's done this who doesn't sleep better. Like you just, sleep is one of those things that I love. I mean, I am like a sleeping goddess. And I also know that when I'm even one glass of wine changes my sleep habits. 2 glasses of wine, sleep's out the window, really. Like I may be in bed all night, but I'm not getting the sleep I need all night. So same thing with sugar, because like if you're just eating sugary snacks, we get hangovers from that too. We get affected in our sleep and our bodies, no different than if you had wine. Same thing. It's the same kind of effect that happens in your body. So let's see. What else? Any questions? And Donna is over here writing my script for me. She said self-shaming is detrimental to our progress and success. Absolutely. Right? Like absolutely. And in fact, for those of you who want to stick with me for any period of time, you'll find that I also believe that the more we talk well to ourselves and the more we appreciate ourselves, the better our success is every time and across the board, right? Like physical, mental, work, everything. So yeah, absolutely. And Donna said she had plans for February. She's going to adjust them. Great, right? Like, why not? Because we can adjust them. We can change things. The other thing is too, and this is actually, I was thinking about this morning, because normally if I was going to do, like when I do one of these programs, the price is higher actually. And we have what we call bonuses, right? You know, if you do this, you get a bonus. And I thought today, I was like, you know what? These aren't really bonuses. These are bribes. These are flat out bribes. Like one of them is that I said, if anyone's looked at the page where I outlined all the details for the 90 days, I'm sorry, I didn't say 90 days, 30 days, where I outlined the 30 days. One of them was, I said that you can repeat this as many times as you want. Like normally you don't, you have to pay to play. But I think that like, this is a new year. Okay. And I think that everyone just got flat run over last year. I don't care what happened in your world, you got knocked down somehow. Like it just happened. And as like for me, like I'm pretty much, if you stick around with me, you'll find I'm pretty much a Pollyanna. Like, you know, everything's good, except every so often it's not. But, you know, in general, everything's good. And at the same time, I got knocked on my butt last year too. So I think we all need to do a reset. Like I think this is super important. And a reset around sugar is probably the smartest place. It's not probably, it is the place to start. Because when you can control it and you can start getting a handle on the sugar, then everything else is easier. I mean, everything else is easier. So the bonus is you repeat this as many times as you want. We have a reset going almost every month. Last year we didn't do it in December because everybody was like, oh no, oh no, no way am I going to try and quit sugar in December. And I'm like, thank you, because I really didn't want to try that either, because why start now? So, but you know, most other months we do have it. And then the other one is, and this is just a flat out bribe too. I have a program called the Motivation Multiplier. And the Motivation Multiplier is all the things, like what I did one day was I just sat down and I thought, okay, I'm pretty good about making things happen. It's just, I mean, probably one of the reasons is because I've been working for myself forever. But the other reason, I don't know why, but I just thought, okay, why am I good at making things happen for myself? And I thought, you know, I have all these nuances and ideas, and I don't like tricks, but I'll say tips that I use every day. Like I just use them every day. if something happens, and like yesterday, I got kind of thrown sideways by something, and I wasn't like, it was one of those things that made me feel like bad. It just kind of got me. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? Like, I can just quit for the day, or I can go into my bag of tricks, which is in the motivation multiplier, pull one of them out and figure out how to get back on track. And I did. And I did. And actually, the one that I used was my future self, because I love that one. And so the whole motivation multiplier is the mini course. It's a workbook. It's a masterclass, like like an hour and a half of me yakking, but it's, if I say so myself, it is really good, actually. And so I'm going to put that in with everything else, because I want you guys to do this. Like, I am so serious about this. You can't even believe it. Like, I really want y'all to do this. So, questions. Tell me what the questions are, because I'm not going to just keep blabbing. I will come back on later today and answer any of the emails or messages I get, because I have been getting some messages through Facebook, and I didn't do a good job yesterday of collecting them all. So I'm going to go collect them all, go back on live today, probably later in the day. I do know one of the questions that people are asking is, what's in it? I should probably tell you that, shouldn't I? If you do the 30-day program with me, what you get is you're getting support and you're getting accountability, because I think that those are two things that we need most when we first start something new. And it's not the accountability. Well, let me rephrase that. Accountability, I believe, is something that we learn to do with ourselves. Okay. Like, we end up becoming accountable to what we say to ourselves. And it's really good to start out with some accountability to somebody else, because when the days happen when it's not super, like, you're not on it, you're going to have someone else there to cheer you on. I have seen this in the inner circle to a point that is just, it's beyond what I expected. Like, I tend to not be on my phone at night, but I see in the morning, like, somebody was having a crash and burn. Someone else was there and saying, nope, you got this. I got you. You need to call me. You want to talk? What do you want to do? Like, and all you have to do is say, I'm here for you, and everybody's fine. So the support and the accountability, we've got weekly trainings. Okay. Because there are lots and lots of these, lots and lots of methods that I want to show you that change your brain so that you can do what you want. So we do weekly trainings, and then we do a weekly Q&A. One of the questions is when is the weekly training? And actually, what I'm going to do is, for those of you who have already joined, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm going to start gathering from those that have already joined what the best times are for them. Now, there is no way on earth that we're going to have something that works for everybody. It just won't happen. But if you can't be on the lives, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stagger times. And if you can't be on the lives, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter, because you're going to have everything saved for you so you can listen later. Like, a lot of times the coach that I work with, I don't get on her lives. I download it and I listen to it when I go for a hike, or I listen to it when I go for a bike ride, or I listen to it when I'm, exercising. Like, I listen to it at my leisure, not hers. So whatever the time is, it's going to work for you. And if you can get on live, great. If you can't, then you just ask questions and we're good. So let me just see if there's anything else that you guys should know about. There's, of course, lots of lots of emails. Like, I think that you've got two choices, and you can choose both of them. The choices is that you can get a daily email, or you can get a daily text, and you can get both of them if you want. Doesn't matter to me. But what you're going to get is you're going to get a reminder. Okay. It's just going to be either a reminder or a suggestion or an idea or something that you can go back to when you need it, just to keep you on track, because sometimes we need it. Like, some days we just are rocking and rolling, and some days, like I mentioned yesterday, we need a little bit of help. And then you've got a community, right? You've got this community that you're going to not know it all when you start out with them, and then you're going to fall in love with them all. I mean, it happens every time. I know in our inner circle, everybody is like, are we going to get to go on a vacation together this year? And I'm like, sure, why not? So, you fall in love with each other. And then the other one is that we will set up some small text groups. You can be in it or not. I highly recommend that you get in it, because what happens is that the text that I send out is just an outgoing text. I check it once a day to make sure that, if anyone's got any problems or questions or anything else. But the text group is where everybody's going to be cheering each other on. And I have seen everything in the one from the inner circle. I mean, they can be chatty Cathys, and sometimes they're just like all real quiet. Like, it's been so quiet this week, I'm going to have to stir them up. But this is what works. Okay. So questions. Oh, and once again, if you want to do this with me, it is $95 for the month of February. 95, 97, whatever. It's basically that much money. And you will get the whole motivation multiplier, which is, I don't know exactly, but I think it's like about $80. And you're going to get to repeat this anytime you want. Your full access, like your all access pages, the videos and everything, will be up until, well, Monday morning early. Okay. So you can go download those. Like, if you're like, Kelly, I'm not paying you to play, fine. It's okay. It's okay. But just go download those videos, because that page will go away on Monday. And then this group, what will happen is that for those of you who join, which all of those of you who have already done that, thank you. For those of you who join, you stay in this group. For everyone else, we're going to really quietly take you out. Okay. Because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but this is going to be where we do all the training. So, and trainings, just in case you're wondering, will be done just like this. I'll be doing them live on Zoom and live in Facebook, because some people want to do Zoom, some people want to do Facebook. I don't care. Like, I'm down for either one of them. So for me, I think this works really well. All right. That is what I have to say today. Let me just ask if anyone has any questions. Okay. Because okay, just so you know, I will be going on this weekend. I'll be coming back in here, and I will definitely be, checking in on you guys, talking to you, answering questions if you've got them here. I'm here all weekend. And then I am working this weekend to do this. And then, just FYI, I'm not around Tuesday because I'm going to go play, but I'm here for you Monday, because Monday is when we start. So let me know if you've got questions. And if not, I'm going to post the link. All you have to do to join, I mean, this is like ridiculous, but it's just what's working right now. Our software isn't working. Just, it just happens. So I'm just posting a form in there. All you do is you put your name, your email, and your phone number, and then we'll just drop you an invoice, and you can pay with credit card or PayPal. Doesn't matter to us at all. Check if you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. But I just want to know that you're in. You have until Sunday night, midnight, or Monday morning, whenever I get up, which sometimes is pretty early, to join. Okay. And I want you in here. I just want to tell you that this is, out of everything I do. And for those of you who don't know me, I probably never introduced myself this entire time, which is kind of embarrassing. I bet I didn't. I just assume we're all friends already. But for those of you who don't know me, I have done a lot of things in my life, and most of them involve having fun, having adventures, getting outside and doing cool things. Like, that's what I like to do. And I have found, out of everything I do, this one particular small little program changes lives more than anything. Like, this is the one that at the end, people are going, okay, I see a completely different life for me now. And I say it and I get chill bumps, because it is so true. Like, This is the one program that makes the biggest difference in what I do. And it's the one program that's probably not the most fun, right? Like, definitely it's a hell of a lot more fun to go on an adventure than to not eat sugar. But we have to do the things that we need to do to get to the places we want to be. So please come join me. I'll drop the link in the comments. And thank you. For those of you who have already joined, thank you. And otherwise, I am here this weekend. I will be working and making sure that I'm here for you. If you need anything, just let me know. And thank you, guys. I love all of you. I really appreciate you being here. I'll see you soon. See you tonight, maybe. See you in the group over the weekend. And I hope I see you in the program. Take care. Bye-bye now.